Buonasera! In this video I'm going to explain a bit about the summer nightlife for us locals in Palermo, so that if you want to party with us, you know where to find us. And by the way, if you don't know me, my name is Nico, 100% Sicilian, founder of wearepalermo.com, the most authentic guide made by Sicilians with love. So you can imagine Palermo in the summer becomes like an oven. It's so hot out here that even the sun is looking for some shade. Once mid-June hits, as my grandmother would say, we are all doing the sign of the cross. Temperatures shoot up, the water is boiling, and everyone, even the fish, starts sweating like there is no tomorrow, and the evening is no exception. And that's how during this time the so-called migration of the desperate happens. Many Sicilians, like little dogs searching for the coolest corner of the house, they start frequenting the coolest areas of the city, and obviously those are by the sea. Here's the best part, the golden rule of Palermo's nightlife: the hotter you get, the more we party. So if you see the temperature rising, get ready for a night of revelry. So let's take a look at these magically breezy spots where the real party action is. Number one area. Up in the north of the city, that's where we'll find the first go-to spot. It's divided in 3 cool zones where locals cut loose. First up, you got Addaura, which is the closest to the city center. Then you got Mondello, and then Sperracavallo. The 3 areas are known for their super cool bars, restaurants where you can grab an aperitif, have dinner, or dance another way. Typically the night dancing are mostly on weekends, but as summer progresses, you may come across parties even on Wednesdays or Thursdays, especially in July when college students put down their books and pick up their gin and tonics. Addaura is perhaps the most lively zone for dancing. Mondello is more for aperitivo or an after-dinner drink, and Sperracavallo is more focused on dinner. But anything can happen in all 3 zones, depending on the day you go. The thing that I love the most about these places is definitely the aperitivo al tramonto, the sunset aperitif around 7 p.m. When it's still salty from the sea, you stop by one of these bars, you knock back a couple of Aperol spritzes as you watch the sunset, and then you go back home with an old grin on your face. The only public transportation that takes you to these parts is the bus, but after 9-8 p.m. it's a complete mess. There are some night buses, but to be honest, they show up as often as a solar eclipse, and the network coverage is not exactly like a spider web. Honestly, I wouldn't bet my night out on that. Inside Mondello, you can get around using the electric scooters that you can rent through apps on your phone. If you want to reach it from the city centers, you didn't need your own means of transportation or hop in a taxi. And the same goes for Addaura and Sperracavallo. Seconda popular area for the summer nightlife is La Cala. La Cala is our touristic harbor that's just a stone throw away from the historic center, so you won't break a sweat getting there. It's really beautiful here. Along the marina, you will find all these cool bars with the seaside view, perfect for an aperitivo al tramonto, sunset aperitif, or a post-dinner drink. Food and service might not be exceptional, but for a drink, these places work just fine. Anyway, I'm just curious. I don't know if it's the same in your city, but here it's quite common to come across places in beautiful locations like La Cala, but with food that leaves a lot to be desired, and waiters look like they've lost their will to live, completely oblivious. They seem to look at everything except the table. You could do jumping jacks or the Macarena to get their attention, but no, they are completely blind to it all. In addition to the aperitif with the zombie-like waiters, you can also dance in many of these bars, especially on weekends. So if you don't want to go too far from the historic center, that's the best area to go in the summer. Now, a little heads up about the historic center. The historic center is the epicenter of the nightlife, and it stays lively even in the summer. Sure, may not be as jam-packed as in the winter, especially in August, because as I said, everyone is chasing the coastal breeze. But don't worry, because you'll still run into a buzzy crowd packed with tourists from Italy and beyond. It's always a happening scene. That's it. Divertiti a Palermo, have fun, and grazie mille. Ciao.